When you tell a friend of yours about anime, probably one of the first characters that comes to mind is Goku, or some blonde-haired warrior that we know as a Super Saiyan. And this is because over the years Dragon Ball has made this incredible name for itself, but some of these names aren't necessarily as great as we have a name for it. We call it great, we call it amazing, some call it putrid and simplistic and rudimentary, and while this might be true and shonen anime cliches, there's something that makes us love Dragon Ball so much. Through the disappointments in characters and games, through the dark ages of it, there's something that keeps us coming back. I've pinned this down to something called the Z Factor. It's an inexplicable love for Dragon Ball that cannot be properly articulated. Something about the fights, the simple but enjoyable storyline, the games that have had their ups and downs, something about it has just made its name for itself, and I want to talk about that today. It's a matter of newness, especially for me. It gave me something that I had never seen before in a group of characters. The Avengers, for example, they were overpowered from the start. The Justice League was overpowered from the start. The X-Men were overpowered from the start. And the Dragon Team gave us something that was completely different. This thing of systematic progression. Goku, we see him grow from this tiny boy that's still powerful, but still this tiny boy, into the Dragon Ball universe's equivalent of a god. But this took training, this took self-discovery as a person, as a man. We see this as progression. And characters such as Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist and other characters such as that have proven that this progression keeps us coming back to the story. And Dragon Ball is no different. If anything, it's a much better example. It's the Dragon Team in and of itself is the embodiment of the accomplishments of training. That's how I can describe it, aside from Yamcha. Most of these characters have put themselves through hell and back to get stronger. We see Tagoma, we see Frieza, who trained in like for 4 months and became Golden Frieza. Of course, again, we have Goku, Vegeta. I would argue even Krillin has trained himself to such a point that he's much stronger than he was in the original Dragon Ball. And no matter where they are now, they still trained. Another thing I want to bring up is that Dragon Ball, yeah, it has a simple and repetitive story. I admit it. Strong enemy arrives, hero fights him and defeats him. Stronger enemy arrives, transformation of some kind. But this pattern has anomalies. And through these anomalies, we see that this story does not hinder or inhibit the love that the community has for Dragon Ball. And if we had a great story, I mean, I think it's a great story, but if we had like a Sherlock type of story or Flash type of story, would Rhyme Style, ZZ Toasty, Geekdom, Expert Games, and other Dragon Ball YouTubers really take the time to create theory videos if everything was deeply and intricately described to us? I don't like things being spoon-fed to me. I like hypothesizing, if that's a word. I like thinking about what if Goku and Vegeta are stronger than Beerus at this point. I like having questions like that. And if Toriyama just came out and gave us an answer like that, it would just kind of make it boring, honestly. And because of that, Dragon Ball in itself is a phenomenon. It's the Z factor that I want to talk about. It creates unity, something creating wonder and simplicity, and Dragon Ball has created such an astounding following. We have the first movie in the 19th Dragon Ball Z movie, the first Dragon Ball series in 17 years, and maybe it's just milk from the cash cow, but no matter the content, animation, or overall quality, we have a new show. And this proves how popular Dragon Ball has grown to even be considered as a cash cow, how powerful it has grown. And what is the factor that's making this keep happening? The Z factor. It's inexplicable, unable to be articulated, and, for lack of a better word, simply wondrous. My name is Rakurai Games, and I suppose this is an introduction to the content you can expect. I'll be having categories such as, but not limited to, Rakurai retrospective videos such as this one, videos that basically remind us of the great things of Dragon Ball, as well as other reminiscent matters. Rakurai reviews, which are, as the name implies, reviews of popular games and not always Dragon Ball. And of course, Rakurai rationales, which are theory videos. I'm also making a game myself, Dragon Ball Zenkai Warriors. But in that time, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I will see you all in the next video. Please share this all with your friends. Help me get a good start on here, and everyone have a blessed and amazing day. Happy holidays to you, and have a good one.
created using Powtoon.